Hi there students! Today is an exciting day as we will be learning about very exciting topics such as photo editing amongst others. Photo editing softwares are used to transform images such as changing blurred and a hazy to a clear image as shown above, and GIMP is one such photo editing software. Let's start with an introduction to GIMP. GIMP is a free and open source image editing software developed by Peter Mattis and Spencer Kimball. It allows you to create, modify and optimize digital images and then save these images to print, share via email, publish online or view on a handheld device such as an iPad or smartphone. Some of GIMP's applications are that it can be used as a simple paint program. It can also be used as an expert quality photo retouching program. And it can be used as a mass production image producer to develop different models. Next is that the advanced scripting interface allows everything from the simplest task to the most complex image manipulation procedures to be easily scripted. Also, it can convert and save files to many file formats such as GIF, JPEG, TIFF, etc. and can load and save animations in a convenient frame as layer format. In this chapter, we will learn to work with different paint tools available in GIMP. The GIMP toolbox includes 14 paint tools which you can find in the toolbox in the upper left corner of the window or under the Tools menu. You can hover your mouse over a tool button to find out what the tool is for. The Tool Options dialog box contains options for the currently selected tool. For example, when the paintbrush tool is selected, the following tools options are open. These options can be changed to match your requirement and make your work easier. Let us learn to use the important painting tools in GIMP. Starting with Paintbrush tool. The Paintbrush tool is used to paint fuzzy brush strokes. All strokes are rendered using the current brush. The steps to use the Paintbrush tool start with clicking on the Paintbrush tool in the toolbox or selecting tools from the menu bar, then hovering over Paint tools and clicking on Paintbrush. Then click on the color box. Adjust the Paintbrush options to customize your brush. These options appear in the tool options when the paintbrush is selected. Slide the opacity slider to determine the translucency of the brush. Click on the icon next to brush and choose a brush shape from the menu that appears to alter the shape of the stroke on the canvas. Slide the size slider to change the size of the brush. Apply jitter to change the stroke from a continuous line to a broken up scattered line. And Dynamics allows you to configure advanced options for tablets such as pressure or sensitivity. Next step is to hold the left mouse button and drag the paintbrush icon over your GIMP canvas to create brush strokes. Let's see how to use Bucket Fill tool now. The Bucket Fill tool is one of the many paint tool options, which are available. It is used to fill a selection with the selected foreground color. If you press Ctrl plus click and use the Bucket Fill tool, it will use the background color instead. The steps to use Bucket Fill tool are to switch to the Gradient tool using the keyboard shortcut G. Then click and drag in the main image window to define your gradient area. And lastly, adjust the endpoints if needed. Then switch to any other tool to finalize the gradient. Let's learn about using the Pencil tool. It is used to draw freehand lines with hard edges. The Paint and Paintbrush are similar tools. The main difference between these two tools is that although both use the same type of brush, the Pencil tool will not produce fuzzy edges even with a very fuzzy brush. It does not even do anti-aliasing. The steps to use pencil tool are to start by clicking on the pencil tool, then to choose the pencil style from the options palette and hold the left mouse button and drag the pencil icon over your GIMP canvas to create brush strokes. Let's switch to using clone tool. This is used for photo retouching. It is used to specify the parts of the image that are then cloned. In practice, this means that you specify very precisely which part of the image is to be copied, where and in what form. These are the steps to use the clone tool. First, open the image that you want to retouch. Next, click on the clone tool, which looks like a stamp, and then hold down the Control key on the keyboard while using your mouse to click on the area where you would like to duplicate. You can change the size of the clone brush by moving the scale button. Lastly, after selecting the area, click on the area you want to cover. You can click on as many areas as you like and the same cloned image will appear there. Moving on to using blur or sharpen tool now. Selective focus is a photographic technique that blurs the background of a picture while bringing one region into great focus. The blur tool is used to make the image blur for maintaining privacy, as you can blur faces, number plates, name tags, signs, or any other identifiable objects. The steps to use blur tool are: firstly, open GIMP and load the image with the objects that you want to blur. Here is an image with a car with its number plate clearly visible. Then select the blur tool and change the convolve. Type in tool options to blur. Finally, click and drag your mouse cursor over the part of the image you want to blur. The smudge tool is used for finger painting. The steps to use it include opening the first image, then to select the smudge tool from the toolbox. Choose a brush with a soft edge. After that, set an appropriate brush size for your image and hold down the left mouse button and move the brush over the areas that you want to blur, leaving the area you want to stay in focus. The impact can be observed on the dragged area. Moving towards the eraser tool, which erases the pixels in the image. You can choose the eraser tool as a brush, a pencil, or a block. For the brush and the pencil tools, you can choose the size, hardness, and opacity of your cursor's brush. Steps to use eraser tools are: open the image in GIMP, then select the eraser tool under the toolbox, and then click on the image and drag the eraser over the areas you want to remove. This will automatically erase those areas to transparency. Let's move on to the final tool we will be learning about through the chapter is the dodge or burn tool. You can use the burn tool to darken the specific area of an image. Burn is a photographic term that describes the focus of light when developing a film negative. These are the steps to use this. First, click and hold the dodge tool from the toolbox. A list of tools appear. Then click the burn tool from the type box or Shift+D and click on the down arrow button of brush and choose the brush size. Next, choose the effect from the type option. The choices are dodge or burn. And lastly, click and drag over the area that you want to light in the case of the burn tool. The impact can be observed on the dragged area. The effect of the dodge tool is shown below. This was our chapter working with paint tools in GIMP, students. Hope you all will put GIMP to good use. See you in the next class. Until then, bye.